Good morning. Net profits tax. Bill 140144, an ordinance to adopt a capital program, fiscal years 2015 through 2020 inclusive. Bill number 140145, an ordinance to adopt a fiscal 2015 capital budget. Bill number 140146, an ordinance adopting the operating budget for fiscal year 2015. Bill number 140147, amending section 19-1806 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Authorization of Realty Use and Occupancy Tax. Bill number 140148, amending title 19-1801 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Authorization to Tax to further authorize the Board of Education School District to impose a real estate tax. Bill number 140159, a resolution providing for the approval of the City Council of Philadelphia of a revised 5-year financial plan.
Thank you, Mr. Christmas. Again, good morning, everyone. I believe first up today is the Division of Aviation to present their fiscal year 2015 budget testimony. Will the witnesses please approach the table? Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Councilman. How are you this morning?
I'm outstanding. Could you please state your name for the record? We know you very well, but for those listening on television, you can begin your testimony at will.
Very good. Good morning, Councilman. My name is Mark Gale. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for Philadelphia International Airport. Pleased to be here with you this morning to testify on behalf of the Division of Aviation, our fiscal year 2015 operating budget testimony. If it pleases you, I'll just hit some of the highlights that were listed in the testimony that had been previously submitted.
It'll definitely please Councilman Greenlee.
Thank you. So the mission of the Division of Aviation is to better position our airport on the global economic stage by providing premier transportation facilities that are safe and secure with unparalleled customer service, exceptional amenities, and superior air service. To achieve this, we focus on 3 areas consistently: making sure that we improve and expand the airport's infrastructure. We'll talk later probably about moving forward with the airport's capacity enhancement program. And at the same time, complete rehabilitation, repair, and expansion projects in order to keep our infrastructure sound and consistent with what we want to provide to the traveling public. To revitalize and refocus on customer service and amenities to increase the level of customer service that our passengers expect when they travel through the airport. And third, to promote economic development and to strengthen the airport's business model. We want to maintain a high level of competitiveness with our neighbor airports. We want to focus on new air service, particularly in the areas of Asia, India, and Latin America. We recently were able to acquire a new airline in Philadelphia, Qatar Airways, and I'll touch upon that later in my testimony as well. We also want to continue a philosophy of economic inclusion by focusing in on the airport's 3 business diversity programs. And I have my subject matter experts here with me today. Councilman Shelley Cameron is my Deputy Director for Finance Administration. Barbara Oliver
Welcome.
is our DBE Compliance Officer. They'll all be able to speak to those areas in greater detail as we go on this morning. So several key achievements that the airport has been able to achieve in the last year. We sat before this body in June of last year to get approval for an extension to our use and lease agreement, of which there was $734 million worth of capital expenditures authorized by the airlines, bringing our total authorization to move forward with the airport's infrastructure and expansion improvement to $1.156 billion. And I'm happy to report that much of that work is underway. Over the past 2 years, 5 new airlines have started at the airport, started service at the airport. 4 domestic carriers, including the one new international carrier that I mentioned before, Qatar Airways. In addition to that, American Airlines has, U.S. Airways, now American Airlines, new American Airlines has begun initiating new domestic service to different cities in the U.S. as a result of the merger, and will also begin a seasonal flight to Edinburgh, Scotland on May 23rd. We'll talk about how the airport has gone through outreach programs in order to be as inclusive and diverse as we possibly can. including a review of our federal DBE requirements. We've held a number of different events where we invite the public, and particularly the DBE population, to come in and actually voice their concerns to us and tell us what some of the things that they're seeing and some of the interest that they may have in doing work at the airport. We had a meeting last year where it attracted 66 different individuals representing 42 companies, 48% of which were DBE firms and 43% were local firms. That was to give us feedback on our 3-year federal DBE goal. In addition to that, we hosted a business opportunity forum last year to educate the community about business and employment opportunities stemming from our multi-billion-dollar CEP. The event attracted some 321 attendees representing 227 companies, 108 DBE, ACDB, and MWDSBE firms, and 131 local firms. So we're proud of the outreach efforts that we've been making to date. The operating budget request for fiscal 2015 totals $168.3 million, a decrease of $2.2 million from the fiscal 24 original appropriation of $170.5 million. And overall, the total 2015 aviation fund request is $446.3 million, a 6.1% increase from the fiscal 2013 operating budget appropriation of $425.7 million. Regarding the airport's performance, in calendar year 2013, PHL, Philadelphia National Airport, accommodated 30.5 million passengers, including more than 4.4 million international passengers on nearly 433,000 takeoff and landings. So on average, over 83,000 passengers travel through our airport each and every day. Currently, Philadelphia National Airport is the 10th busiest airport in the United States in terms of takeoff and landings. And we had over 419,000 tons of cargo and mail move through our airport last year. Some 29 tenant airlines operated over 560 daily flights to 125 cities, including an average of 57 flights to 38 international destinations. And since 2003, the airport has invested over $1 billion in its facilities and improvements and major rehabilitation projects and expansion, including our new International Terminal A West, which just celebrated its 11th anniversary, and we've processed over 44 million passengers through that building since its inception in 2003. And we're continuing on with additional improvements going forward. There are several ongoing challenges that face the Division of Aviation. Of course, as with the rest of the city, frankly, much of the nation, we just went through a horrendous and record-setting winter. Facing some operational and financial challenges coming out of that, but I am very, very pleased to report and applaud the efforts of the fine men and women that work at the airport that kept our airport open, operational, and safe all winter long. We did not close a single time, and for that they deserve exceptional credit and some recognition. But as has happened with many other departments, it put a severe strain on our budget. We had to keep the place open and operating, so we'll need to figure out how to pay for those additional costs in the coming fiscal year. And we also are looking to begin negotiating a new use and lease agreement with our airlines. The existing use and lease agreement expires in a little bit more than a year, so we'll be working to secure a new use and lease agreement. On our staffing levels, the Division of Aviation 2015 position request is for 850 full-time positions. During calendar year 2013, the airport hired 86 full-time employees. Of the 86, 83, or 96.5%, were African American, Asian, Latino, and 32, or 37%, were female. During the calendar year, 92 employees were promoted. Of those promoted, 2/3 were minorities, including 22 African American females. We also have a pretty diverse senior management staff. The 5 direct reports to myself as the CEO include a Latino male, a Deputy Director for Capital Development, 2 females, my Chief of Staff and my Deputy Director for Finance Administration, and 2 white males that serve for my Deputy Director for Operations and Facilities and Property Management. Also, there are approximately 70 staff members, staffers at PHL that are either bilingual or multilingual, speaking a total of 22 different languages. We also have an employee that is able to sign to be able to speak to the deaf. As far as past initiatives, the airport remains committed to involving disadvantaged business enterprises that possess the necessary qualifications in its contract and business opportunities. The airport